on, the NHS is paying obese men up to 400 quid each in a trial scheme to help overweight men shed the pounds. And the trial scheme is nicknamed Game of Stones and has so far proved more successful than traditional diet plans. Now, the trial has so far found that sending men a daily text message reminding them of their desire to lose weight and bribing them with cash rewards is an effective way to get patients in shape. Is it a good idea, or is it a fat waste of time? Well, joining me now is the former presenter of Fat Families and great friend of the show, Steve Miller. Steve, I think this is a great idea. I suspect you don't. You go first. You're better looking.
Well, I probably look more chubby, actually, but I had a blooming good chubby chuckle when I read about this one. Listen, I've got some figures here. 585 men initially signed up to this, right, to lose 10% of their weight over 12 months and to receive 400 quid. So 585 men signed up. Guess how many actually achieved it? 27. It's 27 a bribery. Men. It's a bribery. Absolutely. You used the word and it's absolutely spot on. And listen, what a culture to begin to cultivate, where we're kind of begging people and throwing cash at them. I mean, you have to ask the question, if this goes through and this was to happen, and I don't think it will, because people often put the weight on when following initiatives after initiatives like this. But I mean, what next? Where does it end? It's a slippery slope. Are we going to start paying people to clean their teeth because of the rising dental costs out there? It's just bonkers. So I think it's another typical NHS theory. There's probably been a lot of strategy group meetings about it. And also what we have to remember, the 400 quid, up to 400 quid, we're not just talking about that. We're talking about the setup costs. We're talking about the facilitation costs of it. We're talking about whoever weighs these people, weighing people. So rolling this out, literally, excuse the pun, across the country is literally madness. So I say to this initiative, 2 words, fat right off. That was 3.
An excellent case against. I'm going to attempt to make the case for. Now, the organisers say it will pay for itself because the NHS spends on average up to 1,400 quid per year looking after obese patients, and it's around half that if you're of a healthy weight. It saves money, it will pay for itself, and some of the text messages it sends to the fellas, you have to admit, Steve, are quite funny. It says, don't walk home past the kebab shop tonight, and it says, stop treating your body like a skip. I think men respond to that kind of banter, and of course, they respond well to bribes.
Well, I think, firstly, the text messaging, I'm not going to knock that. And I thought some of the text messaging examples were great. They were a bit more straight talking, unusual for the NHS, I have to say. But where the money would be better placed, what we have to do is use common sense. We look at a country, right, a well-developed country that's doing very well in managing its obesity. That country is called Japan. In Japan, the obesity rate is around 5%, 4 or 5%. In the UK, it's in the 20s. What does Japan do? They have no issue being direct about fat. They do not worry about the squeals of, oh, you're fat shaming me. And what employers do is actually get involved in the process as well. But what they do in Japan is they actually measure the employee's waist every year. And I tell you what, if that employee is deemed too fat, they are marched off to weight loss coaching and supported. That is a better way, because what you've got as well is you've got something that's actually going to motivate people into avoiding being too fat. I do not want to reward people for staying in the sofa with my hard-earned cash, and no one else should either.